You brought up JT Habersaat, who was somebody I became friends with over this past season since I did the interview. He's great, man. I'm what a great discovery from Stand Up Records introduced us.
Yeah.
And I thought his interview was interesting. Talking to him, we had so much in common. It's rare to find somebody like that.
Yeah, and I've been holding on to. We gave him William of Ockham. I've been holding on to that one. I think since the first episode, because Occam's razor is such a common thing in philosophy. I had it not in its present form that ended up with him, but I was like, oh, we got to do William of Ockham because there's so many connections you could draw to so many different kinds of philosophy. So I think the connection was he was like a skeptic or he was very logical or something that made sense.
William of Ockham was best known for being a Dungeons and Dragons
for being a 9th level druid. To slay the beholder.
He's best known for Occam's razor.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Which I remember learning about on a past podcast.
Sure.
It's a logical tool.
Okay.
A solid theory has the fewest numbers of causes involved. For example, if you said, quote, the moon is made of rock, and I said, quote, the moon is made of cheese, my theory leads to a lot more questions of how a cheese planet could survive, why there'd only be one, etc., and then it all falls apart,
right?
Presumably. Mm-hmm. So the razor boils it down to the simplest explanation, and it's usually the correct one. And without that logic, many fallacies thrive that could easily be taken down.
Okay.
All right. So you're with me, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Occam tells us that the only exception to this theory is God, because he is the only philosophical entity that is necessary to all theories and does not require justification. Therefore, our logic can only go so far before we need faith. Logic and belief are both reconcilable, as we need faith to believe in God, the backbone of all theories, and logic to use those theories properly. Interesting, because when I was reading this, I thought that he was going to be an atheist.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either, because usually when I've studied these logical philosophers, they're usually logic. They'll say, well, if you can't prove God exists through logic, then,
Right, yeah.
But this is interesting. He's saying that his own theory works until God, because he must have felt like, look, I got a good theory here,
right,
but I believe in God. So everything but God.
So he gets to get out, he gets to get out of theory free card?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like it. William of Ockham, who lived from 1287 to 1347, was an English Franciscan friar and a scholastic philosopher and theologian.
Aha.
There's
therein
a
lies the
theologian,
rub.
yeah, who is believed to have been born in Ockham, a small village in Surrey. I don't know where that is.
That's near Detroit. Good casino there.
Yeah. The promoter's pretty honest.
Yeah, He's all right.
Not a bad guy. They give you some mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Try the crab legs.
He's considered to be one of the major figures of medieval thought and was at the center of the major intellectual and political controversies of the 14th century. He's commonly known for Occam's razor, which we just talked about, the methodological principle that bears his name, and also produced significant works on logic, physics, and theology. In the Church of England, his day of commemoration is the 10th of April.
Sure.
Is that a thing? A day of commemoration?
I celebrate it every April. Strongly. I shave my face and with Occam's razor.
The four-blade Occam's
razor. The four-blade Occam's razor. And then I take a warm bath and listen to some really depressing music and mock kill myself with depression. Occam's razor. That's interesting in the timeline of things when with the whole, except for God, air quotes thing, because I wonder now if he truly was a believer or if back then that would be, considered heresy.
He'd get his neck
you just
cut with
get
that razor.
Killed. So, it'd be like, here's this whole thing, except for God. God's cool. God's totally all right. Because at the time you couldn't just be like, and that kind of disproves God. Because you'd be just covered in, hot tar.